the dragon today. So the cool thing about the dragon is it combines all aspects of the other 4 animals. It does a lot of rising, falling, and spinning. So we're going to focus on the unorthodox things. That's really hard to say out loud. You should. The dragon, like I was mentioning before, combines a lot of different stuff. So for your warm-ups today, we're going to alternate between cardio and strength training. So for the first exercise, you're going to focus on your cardio. It's going to be 1 minute of burpees. I'm sorry, but I'm really not. So you're going to drop all the way down, your legs shoot out behind you, do a push-up all the way up, and then frog hop. Okay, so for the next round, you're going to do sit-ups climbing the rope. The cool thing is, if you're a parent, you can literally take your child's belt and have them climb up their belt. If you don't want to do that, or if you're doing this on your own, it's going to look more like this. So I'm going to turn my body sideways where you guys can see a little bit better. I go all the way down, and I climb the rope up, touch my elbows to my knees, and then I'm going to slide back down the rope, and then climb the rope up, slide back down the rope. That counts as 2. You guys are going to do 1 minute as fast or as slow as you would like. Alright guys, back to cardio. So for the next round, you're going to do jump switching lunges. So you're going to start like a runner's position at 90 degrees and 90 degrees. Jump switch, jump switch, jump switch for 1 minute. Before, it's going to be a little bit unorthodox. So the next round, if you do have another partner at home with you, you can circle these together. If you're on your own, it's going to look more like this. So I lay flat on my back. Ta-da, stop out. I'm going to put my hands underneath the small of my back to help support my back. And then my legs are going to travel in a circle. 30 seconds one way, 30 seconds the other way. Try to keep your legs absolutely straight. So back to the circular aspects of the dragon. Now you're going to work on hinging squats. So I'm going to start from my horse stance with my hands on guard. I hinge all the way forward, drop down low, and then hinge back. If you want, you can squat between each rep, and then of course you can switch legs. Do that for about a minute. Okay, so that concludes our warm-ups part of the day. If you would like a challenge, you can do 3 sets of your warm-ups. Otherwise, just stick with the 1, and then I'll see you for basics. So we're going to focus, again, like I said, on things that you don't necessarily practice all the time. So the first round is going to be thrust punches. Super easy. So practice about 10 of them. Make sure that your elbows come all the way past your sides. Now the next round is where it gets fun. You're going to practice inverted thrust punches to the same target. So my hand's going to turn all the way over at the last second. Still hitting with the proper knuckles. Make sure your shoulders don't rise up. 10 inverted thrust punches the same way. The next round of stuff, regular leopard's paws, 10 of them to the throat. Then the next set of 10, you're going to invert them and aim more at somebody's brachial plex or crossed into their armpit, like you're rising like DT26. The next round of stuff, crane speaks to the throat, boom. The next round after those, because those you guys do all the time, you're going to come up and underneath, almost like you're lifting like DT26 and aiming at that same spot. That one really hurts. So up and over, up and over. You're going to focus on making sure that your fingers are dexterous. So don't flex them forward, rather backwards, because I know directions. You're going to aim them slightly forward, so that way my hands are very taut, aiming at somebody's eyes. So keep in mind, most people's eyes are not this far apart on their head. They're only about that far apart. So 2 finger pokes to the eyeballs, aiming right down the center of your face. Try that. Alright guys, last round before we get to the fun stuff. You guys are going to go regular tiger's claw like you do all the time. You can of course add your rake if you would like. Then the next round, you're going to do almost like a reverse hammer, coming up and under somebody's groin. So you're clawing and also hitting their pelvis. Bam! Alright guys, so this one is going to feed into our technique for today, so make sure you pay particular attention to this one. So my hands are going to come back, my arms come up without raising up your shoulders, and I'm going to focus on a regular back fist towards the temple. So all the way up, all the way over. 1, and then 2. Inverted just for funsies. You guys are going to come and do that same targeting, but inverting your back fist all the way over. So my pinky side is up at the sun. Alright guys, so your last thing that you're going to practice with your basics is doing your blocks open-handed from a side stance. So what that's going to look like, if I have a bad guy to my 3 o'clock, my number 1 block comes off to the side. If I look, number 2 over here. Look, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna bend my knees this time, like I didn't in my basics. So for this round, you guys are gonna practice that same concept from walking off to the side, but now we're gonna finish it with something else. So my hands are gonna be up on guard with my knees bent, like I mentioned. I'm gonna block with my right hand. My hand is gonna grab, wrap all the way through, hinge and back fist. So that's gonna make a little bit more sense on the person in just a second. One more time, keeping your knees bent, block, grab, hinge all the way through, back fist. So this is how this is gonna work on a person. Sensei Devin is allowing me to beat him up today. Up top. Okay, so as soon as he goes to punch at me, that same thing that I just did a second ago, but there's a right hand that could be coming pretty quickly. So I'm gonna grab, hinge all the way around that, arm break, and back fist to the back of his head. One more time. Ah! Back to the unorthodox. So next round of stuff, you guys are gonna move just slightly with your hips and your shoulders and your head. Block and counter at the same time, similarly to Kempo I 8 hands on the previous video. So I move, and then my crane's beak from before is coming into play. Take down, and then we're gonna do a fun finish where we stomp into that person. So one more time, move, block, inverted back fist, crane's beak, take down, stomp, ki-ai! Sensei Devin is now ready to be taken down. Move, block, inverted back fist, crane's beak into the groin, take down, dragon-like intensity this time. Your challenge for this week is going to play off of the dragon stuff, just like we were talking about. So for this week, I want you guys to try to incorporate your hinging ideas and some of the unorthodox strikes. So please send in your videos and show me what you guys come up with.